what Nicola Sturgeon decides to do tomorrow when she meets her ministers, the possibility of a circuit break type lockdown, maybe over half term, something that was mooted, it feels like weeks ago now, doesn't it? Will that have any bearing on the government in Westminster as well, do you think? Will they be listening and seeing what Scotland does?
I mean, you've got to remember the size of the population of Scotland is 5 million people, so it's actually quite easy for Nicola Sturgeon to make decisions on what is basically, a large city in population terms. Yes, Westminster will be watching incredibly closely at what decision Nicola Sturgeon makes tomorrow, because if she does go for this full economic shutdown, 2-week short, sharp shock lockdown, she's going to need a big, large cheque to pay for that, and that's going to come from central government. So it's a very tricky situation. The cost of these lockdowns economically is massive. So you've got the decision. Obviously Rishi Sunak, as Rachel said, is pushing hard to protect the economy, to protect the taxpayer, to protect the recovery, so to speak, from the last lockdown. So I think there's a slightly finer balancing act required than simply sweeping everyone back into lockdown. And if you shut down the schools, and if you shut down offices, you are going to do severe economic damage to this country that I just don't think we can afford. And that's it. As Rishi Sunak said in his conference speech, and he said in an interview with us earlier in the week, these are the huge burdens on the Prime Minister's shoulders of how do you do this without actually potentially jeopardising the long-term future of the NHS. It's all about